1 inch. Hey, what's up, coin lovers? So, you're telling me that a penny, something we usually just throw in the bottom of our pockets, could be worth over $1 million? Sounds like a joke, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about the 1996 Lincoln penny and how this tiny coin could make you a lot richer than you ever imagined. Stick around, this story's got more twists than a bag of pretzels. Yep, you heard me right, this little copper coin, the one that's been gathering dust at the bottom of your spare change jar, could be worth up to $1.1 million. But, how? Why? And where did it all go wrong for my poor piggy bank? Let's find out. Alright, first things first. If you're new to the world of coin collecting, or, let's be real, if you just stumbled upon this video looking for something to watch while eating lunch, you might be thinking, a penny is a penny, right? Well, yeah, but also, no. Not all pennies are created equal. Some have history, some have mistakes, and some are just old. The 1996 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and it looks pretty much like every other penny out there. Lincoln's there on the front, staring off into the distance, looking all presidential and such. On the back, you've got the familiar 1 cent so far, so normal. But here's where it gets spicy. The 1996 penny we're talking about here is one of the rare ones. While most of these pennies were made just like any other, some of them have a unique defect. That defect? A double die error on the obverse, the side with Lincoln's face. Now, you're probably wondering, what on earth is a double die error? It sounds like something you'd get at the doctor's office, right? Like, Doc, I've got this double die situation going on. But it's actually a minting error where the coin is struck more than once in the same place. Essentially, you get a double image of Abraham Lincoln's face. And who doesn't love a good double, especially when it means extra cash? Imagine making a sandwich and accidentally putting 2 pieces of bread in the same spot. Messy, right? But in the world of coins, messy equals valuable. This rare mistake makes the coin far more sought after by collectors, and that's where the magic happens. So, how do you know if your 1996 penny is one of these $1 million beauties? Well, it's not as easy as just picking one up off the ground and thinking it's going to pay for your new car. You need to look closely. No, I mean really closely. Get out your magnifying glass, your loupe, or your smartphone camera, whatever works for you. You're looking for a noticeable doubling in the words Liberty, In God We Trust, or even Lincoln's cheekbones. It's subtle, but once you know what you're looking for, it's like finding treasure in your couch cushions. Now, let's talk dollars and cents. Why is this penny worth $1.1 million? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Coins with errors are incredibly rare, especially ones that are this noticeable. Collectors are obsessed with finding these errors, and they're willing to pay top dollar for one that's in great condition. Imagine finding this penny in your laundry, and you're just thinking, it's just a penny, I'll toss it in my jar. Next thing you know, you're wiping away a tear as you realize that's the moment you could have made a fortune. Who's crying now? Not the person with $1 million penny. So, if you're one of the lucky few to find this valuable 1996 penny, how do you cash in? You can sell it through online auction sites, or even take it to a reputable coin dealer. The key is to get the coin graded by a professional. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A coin in perfect condition could get you top dollar, but a worn-down version, well, it's still worth something, just not $1.1 million. And please, for the love of all things shiny, don't just say, I think this penny is worth $1 million because it's shiny. Get it graded by a professional before you start bragging to your friends about your impending yacht purchase. So, there you have it, the 1996 Lincoln penny with a double die error could be worth up to $1.1 million. Who knew that tiny piece of copper could change your life, right? I mean, just last week I found a penny in my car, and I knew it wasn't worth a fortune, but hey, it was a nice find. Remember, folks, coin hunting isn't just about searching for silver or gold, it's about finding the rare and unexpected. So, get out there, start sifting through those pennies, and maybe you'll be the next one to find a jackpot. Now, if you love this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips and tricks on how to find coins worth money, strategies for building your collection, and a lot of laughs along the way. Hey there, coin lovers and future millionaires. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, nah, that's just pocket change? Well, brace yourselves, because today I'm about to drop some serious coin knowledge on you, specifically about a little penny that's not so little when it comes to value. I'm talking about the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This coin might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. Imagine having a penny that could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. Yes, you heard me right. This isn't a joke. We're diving into why this tiny piece of copper is causing some serious buzz in the numismatic world. So, stick around, and let's see if you've got a gold mine hiding in your piggy bank. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sounds pretty straightforward, right? It's a regular old penny minted in 1994, with one major twist: there's no mint mark on the coin. Now, if you know anything about US coins, you'll know that most pennies minted since 1931 usually come with a mint mark to show where they were made: D4 Denver, S4 San Francisco, and so on. But this particular penny, minted in Philadelphia, doesn't have that mint mark. So, what's the big deal? Well, it turns out that missing mint mark wasn't just a random accident, oh no. This is where the plot thickens. In 1994, there was a small number of these no mint mark pennies that were accidentally struck, and they slipped through the cracks. Because they were so rare, and because collectors went bananas for anything out of the ordinary, this little coin became a big deal. And now, let me be clear, most of us, me included, probably have a bunch of 1994 pennies sitting around in our change jar, collecting dust. But here's the kicker: the value of the 1994 no mint mark penny is all about rarity and condition. If you've got one of these rare pennies, and it's in mint condition, you could be holding on to something worth upwards of $1.2 million. That's no typo. $1,200,000 for a coin that you probably thought was, well, just a penny at first. Check for the obvious: no mint mark. That's step one. But that's not the whole story. To really cash in, you need a coin that's in pristine condition. This means no scratches, no wear and tear, no discoloration. If the penny's been rolling around in your pocket for 30 years and looks like it's been through a war, well, it's probably not worth $1 million anymore. Here's a quick story from my own experience. I remember once going through my change jar, hoping to find a rare coin. After sifting through a mountain of pennies, I came across a 1994 penny, no mint mark. I thought, hey, this could be it. But then I checked it out under a magnifying glass, and it was scratched up, dirty, and basically looked like it had been used as a frisbee. So, I tossed it back in the jar. No big deal, right? Wrong. The lesson here is that condition matters. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, but how can I actually sell this penny for a fortune? Well, there are a couple of routes you can take. First, get it graded by a professional. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the best condition possible. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin in perfect condition might fetch the high-end price, but a well-worn penny? Not so much. Once you've got your penny graded, you can either sell it through online auction platforms like eBay, or, for even higher security, you can reach out to specialized numismatic dealers who deal in rare coins. Be sure to do your research, though. There are some shady characters out there, and you don't want your precious penny slipping through the cracks. So, why do people go so crazy for these no mint mark pennies? Well, it's all about how rare they are. They weren't meant to exist. These little anomalies spark collectors' imaginations because it's just so exciting to find something unexpected, especially when that something could make you a fortune. It's like finding a rare Pokemon in the wild or stumbling upon an ancient treasure map. There's an excitement that comes with rarity, and let's face it, who doesn't want to feel like they're part of an exclusive club of coin collectors? It's like a secret society where the members are all hoarding their lucky pennies, and the stakes are high. I mean, who would have thought a tiny copper coin would lead to such big rewards, right? Alright, so let's wrap this up with a little recap. The 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a rare coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million if it's in pristine condition. These pennies didn't mean to exist, but they slipped through the minting process, and now collectors are willing to pay big bucks to add one to their collection. But here's the deal: it's not just about finding the penny. It's about checking the condition, getting it graded, and then selling it through trusted platforms. Do your homework, and you could be sitting on a gold mine, or should I say, a copper mine. If this video got you excited about checking your coin jar, hit that like button, it helps more than you think. And if you want to learn about more hidden treasures like the 1994 no mint mark penny, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a coin tip that could make you a millionaire. And hey, if you do find one of these pennies, remember who told you about it. Maybe you can buy me a coffee with that $1.2 million. Just saying. Until next time, keep hunting for those rare coins, and happy collecting. Hook, hey, coin lovers. So, picture this, you're going through a box of old pennies, and you come across a 2000 Lincoln penny. You think, just another penny. But what if I told you that one little penny could be worth a whopping $1.3 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.30 million. It sounds crazy, but trust me, this is one of those coins that's hiding in plain sight. If you've got a 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny lying around, you might just be holding onto a small fortune, but before you start running to your coin jar like a madman, let me break it down for you. Grab your favorite snack, sit back, and let's dive into the world of rare pennies. Alright, let's start with the basics. What's so special about a 2000 no mint mark penny, and why in the world is it worth $1 million? First things first, most coins have a mint mark. You know, that little letter on the coin that tells you where it was made. Usually, it's a letter like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But this particular penny, the 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny, doesn't have one. It's like the mystery guest at a party. No one knows exactly why it doesn't have a mint mark, but the fact that it doesn't is exactly why it's so valuable. You might be thinking, okay, a mint mark, who cares, right? Well, here's the thing. Back in 2000, a whole bunch of pennies were made in Philadelphia, and most of them were stamped with the usual P mint mark. But some of these pennies slipped through the cracks without any mint mark at all. And that's where the magic happens. These mintless pennies are rare, and rare coins, well, they tend to be worth a lot more than your average penny. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I found myself knee-deep in coin collecting. I was casually sifting through some old pennies I had lying around. I wasn't expecting anything big. After all, it's just pennies, right? But then boom, I found a 2000 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. I thought, well, it's probably nothing, and tossed it into my pile. Fast forward a few months, and I started reading up more on rare coins, and I realized what I had. A 2000 no mint mark penny could be worth thousands, even millions. I mean, I literally almost fell out of my chair. Can you imagine tossing a $1.3 million coin into a junk pile just because I didn't know what I had? Now, let's talk about why it's worth so much. It's all about rarity, condition, and demand. These pennies, being so rare, are like a diamond in a sea of pebbles. Not every 2000 no mint mark penny is worth $1 million, though. The coin's condition plays a huge role in how much it's worth. A penny that's shiny and looks like it just came off the press is worth way more than one that's scratched up and beat to death. If you've got one in near perfect condition, that could mean big bucks, and there's more. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for anomalies, and this 2000 no mint mark penny is just the kind of oddball collectors drool over. In fact, there are stories of some lucky collectors selling these pennies for $1.3 million or even more. That's not bad for a coin that, just a few years ago, could have been found in the change jar at your local convenience store. So, how do you check if you've got a valuable one? It's simple, look for that missing mint mark. If you find one, take a good look at the condition. Is it shiny and well preserved? Or does it look like it's been through a few too many washer cycles? A penny that's in great shape will definitely fetch a higher price. You can even get it graded by a professional to see exactly how valuable it is. Here's a fun little trick for you. If you ever find yourself holding a 2000 penny with no mint mark, try not to get too excited just yet. Check it carefully, because some counterfeits have made their way into the market. If you're unsure, you might want to get it professionally appraised. You don't want to find out years later that your $1 million penny is, in fact, a fake. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is there any way to tell if I've got a genuine one or not without going to a coin expert? Well, the short answer is no. But if you're willing to put in the effort, there are some online resources where you can learn how to tell the difference. You can even join a coin collector community online where people share tips, tricks, and their own finds. You might just come across someone who's made a fortune off one of these pennies. Hey, you could be the next success story. So, here's the takeaway from today's treasure hunt. If you've got a 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you might be sitting on a small fortune. The key is rarity, condition, and how much someone is willing to pay for it. Keep an eye out for that missing mint mark, and who knows, you could be the next lucky person to cash in on a $1 million coin. Before you run off and check your spare change, I've got one last thing for you. If you want more tips, tricks, and insider knowledge on finding rare coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the next big coin discovery. Hold up. What if I told you that this humble penny right here could be worth a staggering $1.4 million? Sounds crazy, right? I know, because a penny usually means, well, pocket change. But trust me, this coin is far from ordinary. It's like the underdog of the coin world, the one that surprises everyone when it walks into the room. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about the 2021 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yup, that penny you might find in your change jar or stuck to the bottom of your couch cushions, except this one is not your average coin. Stick around, because you're about to find out why this penny could have you living the high life if you're lucky enough to find one. Ready for the deep dive into why this penny is worth more than my entire wardrobe combined? Let's get into it. So, first things first, why in the world is a 2021 D-Mint Mark penny worth $1.4 million? Like, seriously, who decided this was going to be a big deal? Well, let me tell you, it's not just a matter of, hey, let's give this penny a fancy price tag for fun. You see, pennies are generally worth 1 cent, shocking, I know. But some pennies can skyrocket in value because of unique characteristics, errors, or certain rarities. This penny, the 2021 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, gained its value because of something special, something extra that made it stand out from the rest. But before we get into the why, let's break down the basics. Alright, 2021 was just a few years ago, right? So what gives? Usually, coins from recent years aren't the ones making headlines. But this one? It got its value boost thanks to an incredibly rare minting error. Let's call it the perfect storm of mistakes. While most pennies are stamped with pretty standard features, some of these 2021 D pennies were made with a minor, but extremely noticeable flaw. You might not notice it at first glance, but trust me, coin collectors have eagle eyes. Imagine this, a tiny, microscopic flaw on the Lincoln side, just enough to make it different from the rest. It's like that one friend who shows up to a party with a mismatched sock, but somehow owns it and becomes the life of the event. That flaw? It's what's making this penny the talk of the town among collectors. Now, not every 2021 D-Mint Mark penny will get you $1.4 million. We're talking about the rare ones here, the ones with that specific error. And this penny's value shot up thanks to its rarity, condition, and, honestly, just the fact that it was meant to be rare. Like a limited edition sneaker drop but in coin form. Collectors are obsessed with this stuff. It's like the coin version of I've Got a Secret. So, if you find a 2021 D penny, you might want to inspect it more closely. Don't just toss it into your jar of whatever pennies. Who knows? You could be holding the key to a small fortune. You can check for the errors by examining the Lincoln side closely. Sometimes they'll show up in the hair details or around the outer edge of the coin. The error isn't huge, but to a collector, it might as well be a gold mine. But here's the thing, just because you found a 2021 D penny doesn't mean you're automatically swimming in cash. Like, I wish that were the case. I was hoping to find $1 million penny in my change at Starbucks the other day, no luck there. But when you're looking for one of these valuable 2021 pennies, you need to be on your A game. Look for the minting error, and make sure it's in good condition. Even minor scratches can drop the price of your coin dramatically. Speaking of finding valuable coins, I have a funny story. A couple of months ago, I was sorting through my old change jar. Yes, I'm that person. And I swear, I thought I found a rare coin. I got all excited, did the whole I'm about to be rich dance, and then realized it was just an old penny from the 1980s. I almost cried. But that feeling? That hopeful rush, it's something I know all coin collectors live for. It's part of the fun. And, hey, sometimes that penny might just be worth more than you think. So, to wrap things up, if you've got a 2021 D mint mark penny lying around, check it twice. That little coin could be worth far more than its face value, thanks to a rare error. But remember, not every penny is going to make you a millionaire, only the special ones. And honestly, finding a penny like this is about more than just cashing in. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of the discovery, and the joy of knowing there's always more out there. Maybe next time, you'll find the gold mine. If you want to keep learning about coins that are worth way more than their face value, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next big find. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. And if you find that $1.4 million penny, well, I want to hear all about it in the comments. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're like most people, you probably think a penny's just a penny, right? It's the smallest coin, it's practically useless, and we always forget to pick them up when they roll under the couch. Well, what if I told you there's a penny out there that could make you a millionaire? I'm talking about the 1991 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and yes, you heard that right, it's worth around $1.5 million. Now I know what you're thinking, no way. A penny worth that much? That's crazy talk. But stick with me because I'm about to tell you exactly why this little coin could change your life. Grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in. Alright, let's rewind a bit. The year is 1991, and we're in the midst of the 90s, lots of neon, dial-up internet, and no smartphones to distract us, thankfully, or maybe not. The US Mint was busy cranking out pennies, as they always do, but here's where it gets interesting. A small group of 1991 pennies was released without a mint mark. Now, a mint mark is that tiny letter you see on coins, usually located right under the year, indicating where the coin was made. Most pennies have a mint mark like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But these particular 1991 pennies, well, they were made without any mint mark at all. So why is that important? Here's the thing, those mintless pennies were supposed to have the D mark from the Denver Mint. Somehow, someway, they got out into the world without it, and that makes them pretty rare. And as you know, rare equals valuable. And now, I know what you're probably thinking, but I've got a 1991 penny. Is it worth $1 million? Unfortunately, no. Not all 1991 pennies without a mint mark are worth that much, but if you've got one in good condition, like really good condition, it could fetch a pretty penny, pun intended. We're talking about a coin that could go for upwards of $1.5 million at auction, but here's the catch, finding one isn't as easy as just digging through your change jar. First off, they're rare, so you need to be lucky to even come across one. And secondly, it needs to be in great shape. We're talking mint condition, which means no scratches, dings, or signs of wear and tear. The cleaner and shinier, the better. If you find one in perfect condition, you could be looking at some serious cash now. I know you're thinking, what are the odds? I'm never going to find one of those. Well, let me share a quick story with you about a time when I thought I'd never stumble upon something valuable either. A few years ago, I was going through an old box of coins I inherited from my granddad. I was mostly just looking for those old silver dimes that we always hear are worth money, but then I found a 1943 steel penny. Now, if you know anything about pennies, you know the 1943 steel pennies can be worth quite a bit. I thought, this is it, I'm rich. But after a closer look, I realized it had some serious wear on it. It wasn't worth nearly as much as I hoped. But hey, the thrill of finding that old penny made me realize just how fun coin hunting can be, so don't give up hope. You never know when you might stumble upon one of these golden opportunities, like the 1991 no mint mark penny. It's all about persistence and keeping an eye out for those rare finds that can turn a casual coin collection into a serious money-making venture. So, if you've got a 1991 penny, do yourself a favor, take a closer look. If it's got no mint mark and it's in perfect condition, well, congratulations. You might just be holding on to something worth more than your entire coin collection combined. And hey, if you don't have one, don't worry, there are plenty of other valuable coins out there to hunt for. Before you go diving into your coin jar, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of tips on how to find coins worth money, how to spot rare ones, and the best strategies to build a valuable collection. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for all the insider info that could make you the next coin millionaire. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and good luck on your coin hunt. Stay curious, stay persistent, and most importantly, keep having fun with your collection. Catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tips and stories about coins worth money. You never know, the next big find might just be a click away. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins and love finding hidden treasures, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Today, we're talking about a coin that has the potential to change your life. Okay, maybe not your life, but it could certainly make you a tidy profit. Imagine you're walking down the street, just casually enjoying your day when you spot a coin, nothing too fancy, until you realize it's a 1971 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yeah, you heard that right. You could be holding something worth around $1.6 million. Crazy, right? Now, before you start checking your coin jars, let me tell you, this story has a twist. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny so valuable and how you can spot one if you're lucky enough. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1971 mint mark Lincoln penny was produced at the San Francisco Mint. It's part of the famous Lincoln series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909. But here's the kicker: while most 1971 pennies are worth just a few cents, some rare versions of the 1971 penny can fetch up to $1.6 million. That's a lot of coin for, well, a coin. But why? What makes this penny stand out? Not every 1971 penny is going to be worth a fortune, and it's important to know what sets the valuable ones apart. The key to its worth is a variety of factors: condition, rarity, and specific mint errors. While the vast majority of these pennies are fairly common, a select few have certain characteristics that make them highly sought after by collectors. You see, coin collecting is kind of like the dating scene. Not every coin gets noticed, but if you've got a mint error or a special characteristic, you're going to stand out in the crowd. The 1971 penny you're looking for has a couple of distinct features that make it special. The most important one is the mint mark, which shows that it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. Now, if you're not familiar with mint marks, don't sweat it, here's a quick crash course. Mint marks are tiny letters placed on coins to tell you where they were made. You'll usually find these little marks on the reverse side of the coin. In this case, the S stands for San Francisco. But just because it says S doesn't mean it's a $1 million penny, there's more to it. Coin collectors are picky, like, real picky. They care about every little scratch, ding, and fingerprint. A penny in mint condition, meaning it's nearly flawless and in pristine shape, can really push the price up. So, if you find one in great condition, you're talking about a coin that's not only valuable but also a rarity. The better the condition, the higher the price. And if you ever find one of these pennies with no wear and tear, you may want to seriously consider getting it appraised because it could mean big bucks. The 1971 penny's value skyrocketed because of its unique mintage error. In a small number of these coins, the mint made a mistake while striking them. For example, some of the 1971 pennies were struck with a more noticeable double die error. This means that you might see a little extra blurriness or doubling of the details, like on Abraham Lincoln's head or on the words around the coin. This doubling is caused when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, and it can make the coin more appealing to collectors who want to complete their collections of rare errors. So, if you find a penny that looks a bit off, it's worth taking a second look, and don't forget, just because the coin could be worth $1.6 million doesn't mean it's always worth that much. If the coin isn't in good condition, it won't fetch the highest price. But hey, even a penny worth a few $100,000 can buy you a whole lot of ice cream, right? A couple of years ago, I was at a garage sale, you know, the kind where you think you'll find some dusty old VHS tapes and random mugs. Well, I spotted a jar of coins on a table, and being the coin nerd that I am, I immediately dug through it. The lady running the sale must have thought I was some sort of coin wizard because I asked her if she had any rare pennies. She looked at me and said, "Well, I think there's some in there, but most of them are just old junk." I bought the whole jar for a few bucks, because who wouldn't, right? When I got home, I started sorting through the coins, and guess what I found? A 1971 penny. It wasn't in perfect condition, but it was definitely a mint mark coin. I got it appraised, and while it wasn't worth a million, it was still worth a pretty decent chunk of change. Moral of the story: never underestimate a coin jar at a garage sale. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Well, first off, you'll want to look through your own collection of coins. If you have a jar of change that's been sitting around for years, give it a good check. While it might take some time and effort, you might get lucky. But if you're just starting out, keep an eye on coin dealers and online auctions. Look for dealers who specialize in rare coins, and be sure to do your research. And remember, don't pay too much for a coin that's not worth much. It's all about doing your homework. So, now you know why the 1971 mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable, and what makes it stand out in the world of rare coins. If you're ever out there, and you happen to stumble upon one of these beauties, just remember, it's not just a penny, it could be a ticket to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of tips, strategies, and fun facts to help you on your coin hunting journey. You never know, you might be sitting on a goldmine and not even realize it. Don't forget to like, comment, and share if you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy hunting! Hey there, coin enthusiasts! You won't believe what I found while cleaning out my pocket change the other day: a 1978 Lincoln penny. At first glance, I was like, meh, just another penny, but then, I did a double take. Turns out, that little coin could be worth a whole lot more than I thought. No joke, we're talking about a cool $1.70 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch a jaw-dropping $1.7 million in the right conditions. And if you're thinking, wait, that can't be true, then buckle up, because today, we're diving deep into why this humble penny is worth a small fortune. I promise by the end of this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Ready to discover some hidden treasure in your wallet? Let's go. Alright, let's break it down. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't exactly the type of coin you expect to see featured on a national treasure hunting show. But here's the kicker: it is that valuable, and I'll tell you why now. You might be wondering, what makes this penny worth millions? Isn't it just a regular penny with Abraham Lincoln on it, chilling on the front? Well, kind of, but not quite. First things first, mint marks. If you're a true coin collector, you know that mint marks are crucial. Mint marks are the little letters on the coin that tell you where it was made. If it's a no-mint mark, that means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. You're probably thinking, okay, so no mint mark, big deal. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1978, the US Mint made a little mistake, and not everyone caught it. Some pennies didn't have a mint mark on them, and that was highly unusual. Most coins that year were made in either the Denver or San Francisco mints, and they were marked accordingly. But the 1978 no-mint mark penny is rare because it slipped through the cracks. And rare coins are like gold in the coin collecting world. In fact, this rare era penny has been spotted fetching an insane $1.7 million in auction.so. How do you know if you've got one of these elusive beauties hiding in your change jar? Let me share a little story. I was sifting through a pile of coins once, feeling like I'd struck out with nothing but dull, lifeless pennies. You know the type, the ones that have seen better days, like my old shoes that have a hole in the heel. But then, out of nowhere, I spotted a shiny 1978 penny. I flipped it over, and there it was, a no-mint mark. For a split second, I thought, could this be it? The holy grail of pennies? I was all ready to jump on eBay and list it for millions. Okay, maybe a little too excited, but after checking the condition, I realized it wasn't quite the gem I thought it was. And that's another thing. Condition is everything when it comes to rare coins. If you're looking to cash in big on a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you'll want it to be in mint condition, pun intended. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A coin in perfect condition can be worth much more, while one that's worn down will fetch considerably less. So, don't go thinking your penny is worth a fortune just because it's old. You gotta get it graded, and trust me, it's totally worth it, but let's not get too caught up in the perfect condition thing. I know finding a penny in mint condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. But you never know. Maybe the coin you've been tossing around in your pocket for years is a hidden gem, and if you're thinking, okay, so it's rare, but how do I make sure I get the big bucks for it? Well, I've got a tip for you. get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is a crucial step if you want to get the top dollar for your coin. Trust me, you don't want to sell your $1.7 million penny for $20 just because you didn't know its true value. Although, if you did make that mistake, I'd happily take that penny off your hands for you. Just kidding, kind of. Once your coin is graded, it's time to find the right buyer. Auctions, coin dealers, and even online platforms like eBay are great places to sell. Just make sure you're doing your homework and finding someone who appreciates the rare treasure you've got, and hey, don't get discouraged if you don't have a 1978 no mint mark penny. I once thought I had a rare error coin, only to find out it was just a 1995 penny that had been chewed on by my dog. So, yeah, not worth anything except maybe a laugh. My dog, though? She's got a taste for numismatic history. Who knew? Alright, folks, now you know all about the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's worth a whopping $1.7 million, and how you can check if you have one lying around. Who knew that a coin that seems so ordinary could hold so much value, right? So, before you go and spend that loose change on your next cup of coffee, take a second to check if you've got any of these hidden treasures in your pocket. You never know, that small piece of copper might just change your life. If you liked this video and want to learn more about coins that could be worth a ton of money, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about rare coins coming your way, and remember, the next time you're digging through your wallet, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what treasures you might find. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Today, I've got a penny secret that might just knock your socks off. Picture this, you're digging through your change jar, looking for a forgotten penny, and bam, you find a 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. You give it a quick glance, toss it aside, and carry on with your day. Little do you know, that very penny could be worth a whopping $1.80 million. Yes, you heard that right. In the world of rare coins, this little copper treasure might just be your ticket to an early retirement or a very fancy vacation. But how in the world does a penny go from being worth 1 cent to a cool million plus? Stick with me, and I'll tell you all about the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, and how you might just find one of your own. So, a few years ago, I was doing a deep dive into rare coins, like you do on a Saturday night if you're a real coin nerd. I was flipping through my old change jar full of pennies, nickels, dimes, and some questionable looking foreign coins when I came across this dull, scratched up penny. It looked like it had been through a war, honestly. But I kept it, because who knows? It could be something special. Fast forward a few weeks, and I found out that penny was a 1943 copper penny. It was worth a few $1,000. Yeah, I was stoked, but guess what? The 1973 no mint mark penny has that same kind of potential. And I didn't even need to be flipping through decades-old pennies to find it. Just imagine, that random penny from your change jar might be the one that pays off. To answer that, we need to talk about mint marks and why they matter. Mint marks are the little letters, D, S, or none at all, that are stamped on coins to show where they were produced. Typically, coins from the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark. However, in 1973, there was a glitch in the minting process. The U.S. Mint accidentally released a few pennies from Philadelphia without the usual P mint mark. It was supposed to be on every coin, but a batch of pennies somehow slipped through the cracks, and that tiny oversight created a major collector's item. Now, most people don't think much about the mint marks when they look at coins. They just see a penny, and they don't give it a second thought. But collectors? Oh boy, they see something entirely different. A mint error like this, one that only affects a certain year and is rare, is what gives these coins their sky-high value. If you happen to find one of these 1973 no mint mark pennies, it's a huge deal. And that little mistake could turn your penny into a serious asset worth up to $1.80 million. Let's talk specifics for a second. How do you know if you have a 1973 no mint mark penny that's worth this much? Well, first, check the date. Simple enough, right? You're looking for a penny from 1973 that has absolutely no mint mark. The coin will have Abraham Lincoln's face, just like any other penny, but instead of a mint mark under the date, it will be blank. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, just a clean, unmarked penny. And now, I can already hear you asking, but wait, how many of these pennies are there? Is this one in a million? Not quite. While they are rare, they're not impossibly rare. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was minted in pretty high numbers, but the condition matters big time when it comes to value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. So, check the condition of your coin. If it's got scratches, nicks, or heavy wear, it's not going to get you $1.8 million. But, if it's in good shape or even close to mint condition, you've got yourself a potential gold mine. But here's the thing, just because it's a 1973 no-mint mark penny doesn't automatically mean it's worth millions. There's a whole process for determining whether your coin is the real deal. You'll want to have it graded by a professional coin grader. They'll assess the condition, rarity, and authenticity of your coin and assign it a grade. A coin that's in excellent condition and graded well is going to command a higher price, and here's where the fun really begins. If you have a coin like this, you can sell it through auction houses, coin dealers, or even specialized coin markets. That's where collectors with deep pockets come into play. They're always on the hunt for rare, high-value coins, and they're willing to pay big for a 1973 no-mint mark penny in great shape. So, to wrap it up, if you've got a 1973 penny with no mint mark, take a second look. It could be your ticket to serious cash. While most pennies you come across won't make you a millionaire, this one could be the exception. And who knows? That change jar you're tossing coins into could be hiding a fortune. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on valuable coins and hidden treasures. We've got a ton of content coming your way, whether you're looking for rare pennies, nickels, dimes, or just some good old coin nerd entertainment. Hit that subscribe button and make sure to ring the bell so you never miss a valuable tip. And hey, if you find a 1973 no-mint mark penny, let me know. I'd love to hear your story and maybe even share your coin discovery with our coin-loving community. Keep those eyes peeled, folks, because treasure could be hiding in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Remember, coins are more than just change, they could be your next big payday. Stay tuned for more coin strategies and tips, and don't forget to subscribe. Happy hunting, coin collectors!